Hey friends, here's a lightning-fast rundown of 15 upcoming roguelike and roguelite games worth your time and your wishlist. No fluff, no filler, just the best and most promising titles with playable demos. Fresh Tracks is a written-based roguelite where you ski, slash and dodge through Norway, a frozen landscape inspired by Norse mythology. You'll jump and evade obstacles, chop down trees and enemies and even face off against bosses, all synchronized perfectly to a dynamic electronic soundtrack of gods. The music starts gentle and melodic, ramping up in intensity and bass as you ski deeper into Norway's cold embrace. Along the slopes you'll collect musical orbs called whispers to spend them mid-level on temporary power-ups, and echoes which you use between runs to unlock powerful gear and abilities. Fresh Tracks instantly became one of my favorite demos. Unique and engaging mechanics, phenomenal music, and a totally fresh take on roguelites. Hellclock is a roguelite RPG that instantly gave me strong Diablo 1 vibes, but with guns blazing and smart rogue progression. You dive into undead-filled dungeons, collecting loot, stacking relics, upgrading skills, and building devastating synergies. Combat is fast and brutal. You get everything from standard gunshots, melee knife skills, magic of area effect bells, whistles, and powerful bullet storms with a good bunch of upgrades and loot-driven power-ups. There are several boss fights and they're tough, fast-paced and satisfying. To make things more dynamic, each run is timed by a death clock that kills you if you take too long. The game is set in a dark fantasy version of Brazil's War of Canudos, where you play warrior trying to reclaim your mentor's soul. Hellclock masterfully blends old-school RPG grid with modern roguelite design and unique historical setting, and this clearly could be a serious standout in the action rogue space. Absolum is a side-scrolling beat-em-up roguelite, and I say this as someone who's never really been into the beat-em-ups. I absolutely loved it. The story is genuinely fresh. You play as one of three outcast mages guided by the goddess Mother, in a fantasy world where magic is outlawed and mages are feared and hunted. Mother also serves as an in-world explanation for your roguelite resurrections, making death and rebirth a natural part of the story, not just a game mechanic. The combat is tight, combo-heavy, and packed with rogue-driven choices, branching paths, power-up rituals, unpredictable encounters, and a solid layer of permanent upgrades between attempts. The visuals are stunning, the art direction is gorgeous, the soundtrack is excellent, and the voice acting is genuinely top tier. This is the kind of game that honors its arcade roots while evolving the formula with smart design and modern progression systems. Easily one of the best demos I've played this season. Into the Grid is a cyberpunk roguelite deck builder where you jack into hostile network and battle corporate security eyes, like a decker straight out of Neuromancer. Think Android Netrunner meets digital dungeon crawling. The card mechanics are strong, over 60 cards in the demo alone, with upgrades, shop interactions and perks that shape each run. You'll hack nodes, trigger trace effects that crank up difficulty, and fight enemies with sleek visuals and cool animations. The demo includes full gameplay loop with real build variety, and I'm already hooked. One of the coolest roguelite deck building demos I've seen in a while. Ascent to Zero is a very unique fast-paced roguelite where every run gives you just 30 seconds to fight, level up and survive. You play as Chrono Child, traveling back in time to save the world, slashing through enemies in real time, then freezing that time to collect XP and plan your next move. Despite the cute veneer, a chaotic mash of chibi anime and voxels, the action is brutal. Combat is tight, violent and responsive. You'll decimate hordes of enemies, level up hundreds of times in seconds, while grabbing wild loot and power-ups. Between runs, rescued NPCs unlock permanent upgrades, adding long-term depth. You'll unlock blades, guns, gear that reshapes your playstyle, and special abilities tied to a growing roster of characters, letting you experiment with all kinds of builds. I didn't expect much going in, but this one shot straight to the top of my roguelite watchlist. Fast, intense, dangerously replayable, like a pocket-sized dopamine cannon. Deadly Days was a hidden gem and now it's back with Roadtrip. Bigger, meaner, and way more unhinged. This action roguelite looter-shooter sends you on a procedurally generated journey across a crumbling wall, where every stop is a supply run, a fight for survival, or at least a shot at that one legendary item combo that totally breaks the game. Your main goal is to collect enough fuel for the next leg of a journey while looting weapons and items. But the longer you stay in any location, the tougher the horde gets, until you're neck deep in Van that. Inventory is its own puzzle. Limited space, synergy-based placement, and item fusions make every slot a strategic choice. Leveling up gives you a choice between new gear or precious backpack expansions. You'll also unlock eccentric survivors with unique perks and gradually upgrade your characters between runs. I only made it for 7 runs so far, but wow! It's me and weirdly strategic and dangerously addictive. A fun balance of total chaos and control. Morbid Metal is a high-speed action roguelite where you shapeshift between deadly characters mid-combat, each with their own movesets, abilities and signature skills. The demo gives you access to 2 characters, letting you chain their attacks into stylish, over-the-top combos while tearing through waves of machines in dark sci-fi world. Levels are semi-procedural and packed with upgrade choices that power you up during each run. There is no meta progression in the demo, but the full version promises permanent unlocks, more characters and deeper roguelite loop. Sleek, stylish, full of momentum with fun mechanics and tight, fluid combat, the demo is already a blast, and this one has serious potential. Shroom and Gloom is a first-person deck-building dungeon crawler where you basically hallucinate your way through mossy shroomy tunnels with 2 decks and one very questionable sense of reality. One deck handles combat, the other guides your exploration. Battles are brutal but tactical, with escalating status effects, enemies telegraphing their moves, and cards that evolve into monstrous combos. There is no blocking, so you'll have to manage your health with edibles, and in a bizarre twist, even roast and consume your enemies to heal. Surviving is a bit tough at first, but with the right synergies, your health pool can scale like madness. The art is bizarre, like a fever dream sketchbook soaked in spores. It's creepy and oddly cozy in a slightly moldy way. The game is just brilliant, smart, weird, and deserves a visible spot in any wishlist. Xenopurge is a tactical roguelite auto-battler where you issue orders from a remote command terminal, directing a 4-soldier squad through hostile alien facilities. You'll tackle VIP rescues, intel hunts, search and destroy missions, and even a boss fight, managing gear, weapons, and behavioral routines as things escalate. It genuinely feels like running ops in Aliens. Retro-futuristic interface, voice chatter, Xenos roaring and attacking while the tension builds with every second. It's tough at first and the controls take some time getting used to, but once it clicks, it's sharp, tense and surprisingly rewarding. Definitely not for everyone, but if you're into tactical roguelites with indirect control and high-stakes planning, this one's worth a try. Roguelike Speed fuses roguelite brick breaking with ball fusion and evolution, base building and even RPG elements. Each run begins with a single special ball and swarm of baby balls you launch at enemies. As you clear waves, you gain experience and level up to unlock new ball types, perks and discover new synergies that make your builds more cursed and your attempts increasingly unhinged. To cap it off, the demo level features 3 bosses, quite challenging but fun to deal with. Between runs you build your city, plant crops, grow forests, harvest resources and expand your base, each building improving stats or unlocking new classes to help you in your attempts. Roguelike Speed is dangerously addictive with that just one more run grip, and it nails the roguelite loop almost too well. I can't wait to waste hours in full release. Pirates Outlaws 2 Heritage is a stylish roguelite deck builder where you pirate levels into new classes, each with unique decks, abilities and outfits. Combat utilizes a clever system. Enemies have a countdown before they act, and each card you play lowers both their countdown and yours. You can redraw hand at any time, but if your own countdown isn't 0, enemies reduce theirs by the same amount, attacking sooner. Exploration plays out on a map as you travel from battle to battle, evolve cards by merging and visit shops to collect new items. Between runs you can recruit animal companions, upgrade and purchase new outfits. Pirate Outlaws is strategic, satisfying and wrapped in a hand-drawn visual style that feels like a premium pirate board game. Ratatan is a written-based roguelite action game clearly inspired by Patapon. You play as Ratatan, leading a squad of Kobans, tiny fighters who respond to your commands. You issue those commands by tapping out phrases on the beat. Attack, defend, rally the troops, unleash skills. Every move depends on rhythm and timing. Each run is broken into short sections, and beating one rewards you with loot, choice of upgrades or new allies. Between runs you'll head to Rataport, a city where you upgrade your Ratatan and Kobans, swap gear and fine-tune your squad. The demo is a little raw, but the core loop is already fun and full of promise. The Royal Writ is a deeply original roguelite deck builder with an interesting twist. Your cards march across the battlefield, and if they reach the end before you win, they're lost forever. Damage to enemy comes from mixing strength and multiplier units, turning every placement into a puzzle. Buffs and status effects persist between battles, giving real weight to every decision. It's absurd, clever, and wrapped in a medieval picture book aesthetic, full of doomed chickens, scheming lizards, and ridiculous relics. Strategic, stylish, and totally unhinged. Definitely one to watch. Red Rogue Sea reminds me of Faster Than Light, but with deck building battles and turn-based crew tactics, set on a scrappy pirate galleon. You sail between islands, manage your ship and crew, and fight using customizable tactic card deck. It's an interesting blend of systems with good potential, but the demo is rough and unbalanced. Some fights feel unfair, some cards and effects are over or underpowered, or simply odd. Rewards are nearly non-existent, traders are too scarce, and the pacing in combat can drag. Still, I love the premise and the bones here. If the devs can tighten the mechanics and smooth out the balance, this could grow into a genuinely compelling roguelite with unique gameplay. And for me, that's more than enough to keep it on the radar. Morsels is a top-down twin-stick creature-collecting roguelike that feels like a mix of Binding of Isaac with Pokémon, set in a gross cute sewer world with a distinctive grimy aesthetic. You play as a mouse blessed by a sentient fatberg with the power to transform into weird little monsters called morsels, like a grub, a sunflower, or a pile of living poop. Each morsel has unique firing modes, quirks, and evolutions. You can hold 3 at once, swapping between them in real time as you fight your way upward through a hostile level. The art is disgusting but cute, the design is clever and original, and it's easily one of the most bizarre demos I've played this summer. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the roundup, like and subscribe, always appreciated. Drop a comment with your favorite roguelike or roguelite demo. I'm always hunting for hidden gems. Cheers, and have a good one!